So Chance and I are done. We are a good 6 hours into this job. It took us about 7 or 8 hours, but we stopped, had lunch, got parts. We stand on the fact that you have to lift the cab to do this job. We went ahead, just removed all the cab bolts, lifted the cab about 4 inches. This side, it will stress this top coolant hose. So you can either remove this and drain out what sits up here, which is what I would suggest. Also, you do have to take that strap off, that battery strap. Oh, flashlights, there it goes. Right there. Right there. Because it will stretch. And we also feel like this job is not achievable without lifting the cab. Me and Chance are 100% sure of that. We removed the exhaust completely so we could spin it from the top end to bottom, so we could spin it to allow us to get out the up pipes. The torque on those is 18 to 23 according to our friend that works at Ford. And then the bottom exhaust manifold bolts, probably just get them good and tight. The old standard good and tight measurement. We went ahead and replaced the gaskets and everything and the bolts. We stressed them pretty hard getting them off on this one side, so we wanted to make sure we put new bolts when we went back in with it. Other than that, everything went pretty good. We did remove a 10 and an 8 washer fender bolt so we could access a couple things over here. It wasn't necessary, but it did help. And then we were able to snake the driver's side completely out through the top once the cab was lifted, and we had the exhaust pipe out of the way. We were able to pull it right out the top. There's really not a way to show all that because it's just so tight. Ford makes it so tight back here, it's just about impossible to do anything anyway. So we did, however, take off the fuel cooler and all of that and just set it out of the way. I took the 2 lines off and just dismounted the cooler and the reservoir. We didn't bleed any antifreeze out or anything like that. We just flipped them back and laid them out of the way, which allowed us to get our arms in there even better. Without having to remove the turbos and all that stuff, we found that removing the cab bolts was actually easier than we expected. We've done this before. We've actually done the cab mounts on Chance's truck, his 6.0 truck. Wasn't that big a deal. It took us 20 minutes probably, and then we were able to jack the cab up with some, blocks and some jacks, a little bit of common sense and safety. And I mean, the only fear of it falling was if your hands between the cab and the frame, which we never were anyway. So this job kind of sucks. We didn't enjoy it, so we're looking forward to it being done. We went ahead and got it all finished, all tightened back up. We're about to do a run test on it, make sure it's completely finished. But again, we are 100% certain that this isn't done without the cab. We looked for videos. Only one guy on there, I can't remember his channel, said that he had to remove the cab and he lifted it 4 inches and it worked for him. So that's kind of the standard we went off of. And that did work for us as well. So if you're out there looking for videos on it, it's pretty terrible. The 3 bolts at the top are pretty horrible to get off if you don't lift the cab.
His name was Stephen Cox.
Stephen Cox? I don't remember what his channel is. He's a mechanic on YouTube. Well, with all that being said, we're going to do a startup test. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get all that video. Again, like I said, it's just so terrible tight back there. Ford makes it horrible. Nothing special, nothing fancy here. If you have any questions, then maybe you message me or leave a comment, and I'll try to answer you back and let you know a trick or two that we pulled off. Really, it was pretty straightforward. After we got the cab lifted, everything kind of went, sorry, I got a big bright light on over here. Pretty much went right together. We did have, like every mechanic, 1,000 tools out, and that took probably as long to put the tools away. However, we're glad it's done. Here's our barn cat, Tommy. We are glad it is finished. We're gonna start it up, warm it up, and see how it goes. I hope the video is helpful. Again, we weren't able to get a lot of the footage, so see you next time.